Extreme heat in the western U.S. could break more than 100 temperature records this weekend as a high-pressure system in that region intensifies. Here to answer questions is Dr. Scott Hadlen, Chief of Adolescent and Young Adult Medicine at Mass General for Children. Dr. Hadlen, good to see you. As always, thanks for joining us.
Good to see you, too.
All right, let's take a look at the heat warnings in the forecast right now. 116 degrees tomorrow in Las Vegas, 117 in Phoenix, and in California's Death Valley this weekend, the temperature could break not only a national record, but a global record, hitting potentially 134 degrees. Can a human being even survive outside in that kind of heat, 134 degrees?
Yeah, these are truly unprecedented temperatures, and I think we're going to be seeing more and more of them across the country, including potentially at times here in Massachusetts. And, you know, the real risk here is that anybody spending time outdoors in strenuous activity in that kind of temperature, in about 20 to 30 minutes is going to be at risk of heat stroke and other heat-related illnesses. And that time frame is going to be even shorter for people who might be older or have other medical conditions like heart or lung problems that are going to put them at risk.
Well, so far, temperatures here in Boston, they're going to stay in the 80s, for example, this weekend. Comparatively, that's so cool. But can it still cause trouble for some children? What do you want parents to know?
Yeah, as a pediatrician, I'm always mindful of the fact that kids' bodies are so much smaller, which means that they heat up a lot faster than ours do as adults. And so when we're outdoors in heat, their bodies are going to heat up about 3 to 5 times faster. And so we might feel okay as an adult, but a child might be already starting to feel some of the effects of dehydration and risk for heat illness. And so what we want to do is try to avoid the peak hours of the day between typically about 11 and 4 p.m. We want to do what we can to keep kids in the shade. We want to engage in cold activities or cooling activities like going to the local splash pad. And of course, cover kids up, make sure that they're wearing hats, wearing sunscreen, at an SPF of at least 30 or so, and making sure that they stay hydrated. It's really easy and quick to become dehydrated on these hot days.
Let's talk about bug spray. What's safe to put on kids and babies?
Yeah, it's a great question. There's a few different effective bug sprays. Probably the most effective is DEET. And I know some parents are a little bit nervous about DEET, but it's a compound that's been carefully studied and shown to be safe and effective in kids right down to the age of about 2 months. The thing you want to do is just try to use the lowest percentage of DEET that you can. So if kids are only going outside for an hour or so, 10% DEET is probably okay. If they're going out for longer, you might go up to, say, 30% DEET. And you really don't need to go up to higher concentrations. Some parents prefer more natural options like citronella oil. It's a little bit less effective than DEET, and some kids have allergic reactions to that, but it's also another option for families who want it.
All right, Dr. Hadlen, thanks so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah.